It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, oh you know him, Shaquille O'Neal. You know this guy too, Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Portland Trailblazers up against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. Well, for Minnesota, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight. And for Karl Anthony Towns, just last season, GMs voted him the player they'd most like to build a team around. Shaq, I can't think of higher praise than that.
That's because Big Cats is a perfect example of the modern-day center. Can do it all, Ernie, on both ends of the floor.
I really like his game, too.
I agree. He's a terrific scorer on 3 levels, you know, and that's pretty impressive. He can do it on the box, the mid-range, and the 3-ball, Ernie.
Yes,
he has a lot of years left in him. He can make a big impact. I probably would want to start a team with him as well.
Kevin Harlan will have the call. Game's about to start. We'll see y'all later.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. The Timberwolves again playing host, continuing their homestand in this one. Big story is the return of Karl Anthony Towns from being injured.
Yeah, and the fans have been waiting for this moment really all game. I'll bet they're going to let him know how happy they are to have him back on the court. He's really worked hard to return to the lineup as quickly as possible, and I know he's been waiting for this day.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, good evening, guys. Now, the Timberwolves are building something here. Now, forward Taj Gibson said, "We've got a great group that understands the importance of work." And Tom Thibodeau added, "You're seeing a lot of guys sacrifice for the team. In order to win, that's what you have to do." Kevin?
They're establishing a great culture, DA. Thank you. Well, we see a lot of rookies getting their first taste, Clark, of NBA action. What was the hardest part for you transitioning from the Big Ten to the NBA?
I think the speed of the game, the number of possessions, again with the 24-second clock. Going back to the 80s, there was no shot clock in college basketball. So you could drag it out and play walk-it-up basketball. In the NBA, you got to turn that thing over every 24 seconds. And that speed and those number of possessions, a lot to adjust to. And then everybody's strength and talent. That, too, was eye-opening and exciting, too, because I had realized a dream to be out there with those guys.
And smarter players, too, on that pro level.
Yeah, they know their stuff. I like to say, when you get to the NBA, you're a PhD in hoops.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, Lillard and McCollum, the deadly backcourt pairing. Nurkic is out there with Myers-Leonard, and it's Stauskas in at the 3. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves getting the first points of the ball game. Now here's McCollum. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Boy, like his intensity, Greg. He's not afraid to take it straight to the rack on the bigger defender. Right at it.
Now here's Teague. Gibson passes to Wiggins. 6 to shoot. And he drops it in from the low post. Wiggins has got his first 2 points of the night.
Boy, Wiggins does it in so many different ways, Kevin. And that scoring versatility of his, special. This time he got it done in the painted area.
And stolen by Wiggins. Makes it off the glass.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Outside Leonard. Pass to Lillard. Over Wiggins. Lillard misses. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Now here's Covington. He's guarded closely. Yep, that one goes. Covington's got his second basket of the game. McCollum against Wiggins. Lets it go from 11, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
Well, you know, Greg, they can count on him to get buckets. I mean, he's getting the ball because he's very efficient when he has it.
Now here's Wiggins. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against New Orleans. Here's Covington. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Covington's got 6 points.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Here's Stauskas, defended by Covington. Gibson with the steal. Inside, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
Jeff Teague doing exactly what a point guard should do, setting up his guys nicely.
McCollum kicks to Leonard. Towns against Nurkic. He dishes it to McCollum. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. He has 6.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Wiggins finds Towns. From outside the arc. And it's Teague, that time on the assist by Towns. Teague's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. They trail by 9 points. Last time they met was in Portland this season.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Clearly, that was the overriding factor. A double-digit advantage on the boards. They just pounded them inside.
Teague, the pass to Towns. Back to Teague. Outside, Towns. That's good, and so Teague with the assist.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And here's Leonard. After the three-pointer from Karl Anthony Towns. And that one, good. Nurkic has got his first points of the night.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
Now here's Towns. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game. Shots good by Gibson.
This is the confidence Gibson possesses, ready to shoot as soon as the pass hits his hands.
And for Jusuf Nurkic, you see the flashes of how dominant he can be in every game.
I mean, the potential is there, and he is working hard to find that consistency. I do believe he's noticeably better when he plays with an edge. He's more in tune with what's going on. You almost want to rile him up or do something to tick him off before every game to get the best out of him.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
And while we have a chance, how about the numbers for C.J. McCollum? Right around 25 points per assist and 3 rebounds. And the numbers, while pretty outstanding, I mean, we've now come to expect that from this guy.
Completely in harmony with what his coach is trying to do there. Just a marvelous all-around talent.
Now here's Teague. 9 points last game out. It's Covington on the wing. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And watching Robert Covington and how he plays out there, great 3-and-D guy, the ultimate role player on a team, and he just gels well with his teammates and doesn't force shots.
First free throw is good. And Greg, with Covington, he makes a point with his game to take what the defense gives him.
And sometimes that means Covington will go nights where he shoots very little. He's okay with that. He's focused on efficiency and making the best decision for the team. Only cares about wins and a true team player.
A bit of an up and down season for Covington last year. Great 3-and-D player overall, though.
Yeah, very good in those areas. He started out really hot, Kevin, and then was on his way to what looked like a breakout year, and his confidence waned with his shot, kind of like a golfer struggling with his putter. But this guy, because he defends, he has good size, and he does have a good shot, I think he'll bounce back nicely.
In this first period, they've been aggressive and extremely focused.
Yeah, this is a big lead right now, a big one, and they've seized momentum and showing no signs of letting it go.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. McCollum against Wiggins. Takes a shot at the elbow, and it's good off the back rim and in. And that's 10 points for C.J. McCollum. Minnesota leading by 9. Outside Teague. In the corner, Gibson with it. Launches it. And no good that time. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. It's McCollum on the wing, covered by Wiggins. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Just 5 on the clock. And here's McCollum for 3. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
McCollum against Wiggins. And here's Covington from the arc. Rebound by the Trailblazers. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
And their defense practically non-existent in that one. Just gave up far too many easy shots.
Yeah, I think they were totally checked out, Greg. At least that's what it looked like. When you play that kind of defense, you expect to lose.
Here's Wiggins following the basket by C.J. McCollum. And the shot goes down.
You know, for a guy with Towns' size, I mean, to have this level of body control, I'll tell you what, it's no wonder the contact didn't bother the shot.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
And Andrew Wiggins, the #1 overall pick back in 14. Great bloodlines, the son of pro athletes. The game just seems to come easy to him.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Sharge checked in for Gibson. Bang comes in for Robert Covington. Derrick Rose is checked in for Wiggins. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Teague. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Zach Collins checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Aminu comes in for Leonard. Layman, he's checked in for Stauskas. And Curry subbed in for Lillard. Towns kicks to Jones. There's the lob to Towns. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
Here's Collins. It's tipped, and it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Dang. You know, Greg, the game comes so easy to Wiggins, but some say he needs to be more assertive, more aggressive. Do you see that?
I mean, high expectations for a player that was taken first overall. The length and athleticism should enable him to impact the game in so many ways, but, you know, his motor doesn't always rev high enough to take advantage.
Here's Rose. Al-Farouq Aminu picking up that last basket. Pass to Towns. Puts up a 3, and there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Towns. Towns has got 3 assists tonight.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Now, here's Collins. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Puts up a 3, and the Trailblazers another 3.
And that's how you answer back.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at him. Show him you can shoot from outside all night long.
Here's Towns. 7 points in the game. Tang dishes to Jones. That shot is off. And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That's his first foul. Trailblazers trail by 6. To the paint, Towns with the steal.
And the struggles continue, guys, and really it's about those turnovers. They've been the culprit.
Yeah, 5 already, Greg, and they've just been too casual, too much profiling out there to start the game.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Now here's Curry. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. That one falls. At his first points of the night.
He's becoming more comfortable in tight. Seth Curry is good at picking his spots from this area.
Rose kicks to Towns. Shoots the 3. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
Spring music scorching those nets. How long can they keep this up, though?
Now here's Curry. Aminu with it. Now guarded by Saric. Inside, Curry. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Rose surveying the D. And there's the pass to Towns. Poked loose. Stolen by McCollum. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. And the shot is good. And now just a 5-point Timberwolves lead.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Saric against Aminu. Jones for 3. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Hey, I tell you what, the contest on that shot was lacking. Very subpar, which is why the shooter buried it.
Down low. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Portland shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Zhang's checked in.
And we've seen just how incredible McCollum can be when he is feeling it. One of the few guards in the league who gets everything to fall when his shot is on. It's why he can just erupt with huge scoring nights at any given time.
Now here's Towns. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. It's stolen by Saric. Now Rose. Tipped away. Will return shortly. The leadership mantle, something that Damian Lillard welcomes. He talked about what that means to him.
A lot of responsibility. When things go bad, you know, people are going to look to you first. You know, they're going to point the finger at you first. And when things go well, they're going to give you the credit. So I think it's just a balance of those two things, you know, being willing to be that guy and being excited about it. I think you got to have fun with it.
Right on the money as always. Lillard has excelled in that leadership role.
I mean, he plays with so much confidence and composure, but also it's the way he includes his teammates and gets to know them as individuals that makes him a franchise player.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And guys, what's your take so far on the Timberwolves?
I mean, a solid first quarter, especially looking at that plus turnover ratio.
Yeah, everything is sharp. I mean, nothing forced, precise passes, taking care of the ball. That's good stuff.
On the floor for Portland, McCollum at the 2 with Harkless playing the 3. Al-Farouq Aminu is out there with Collins, and it's Curry in at the point. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, it seems every season new records are set for the number of three-pointers made and attempted. It's proven to be successful, and of course, it is a copycat league. It's hard to know why it took so long for everyone to catch on, but now that they have, the effects continue to ripple throughout the league.
They sure have, David. Thank you. It's good. 25 points for C.J. McCollum.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. Seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
Now here's Jang. No points in the game yet for him. Saric. Aminu grabs the miss. And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the Trailblazers. It's a 5-point game.
It's first triple of the second quarter, third of the game.
Jones looking for an opening. He kicks it to Saric. From 11 feet away, and too long on the shot. And there's the call on Karl-Anthony Towns. That's his first foul. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Wiggins is checked in. Lillard's checked in for the Trailblazers. Pass to Curry. Portland's gone a very strong 4 for 5 from three-point land in the ball game. Aminu with the bucket.
Yeah, you know, Lillard has been so good at finding the open man, puts a lot of zip on his passes, and he knows he's responsible for getting his teammates the ball.
Now here's Jones. Here's Saric. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And that's how you move the basketball. Awesome passing leading to the bucket.
Rose against Lillard. Kicks to Collins. Lillard with it. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Lakers. 4 on the clock. Here's Curry. Off the left rim and out.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Rose, no good.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
The feed to Lillard. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 3 assists now in this one. Timberwolves have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%.
Well, last season the Wolves ended a 14-year playoff drought. It was the longest in the association. And they did it in dramatic fashion. A winner-take-all overtime victory in the final game of the season against the Nuggets. I actually watched that game, and it was worth staying up late for.
And if the regular season brought encouragement for the Wolves, Clark, the postseason showed us just how far they've got to go.
That's right. That's exactly right, Kevin. A win in the first round, just 1 win. The Rockets were a hard matchup for them, but there's a big difference between being a playoff team and a title contending team.
The first free throw is good.
And for Derrick Rose, the question will be how much of his MVP level of play from 2011 can he recover? You'd love to see him return to that form.
Taj Gibson's checked in for the Timberwolves. Robert Covington comes in for Tyus Jones. And then for the Trailblazers, Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Collins. Myers Leonard comes in for Al-Farouq Aminu. And Stauskas subbed in for Seth Curry. As we take a look at the power forward position, Clark, one you know very well, who are some of the more underrated guys at that power forward spot?
Wow, underrated. You always run into some interesting names when you think about underrated. You know, I think a guy that perhaps has finally found himself with the talent that he came into the league with is James Johnson down in Miami. He does a little bit of everything, had one of his best seasons this past year. Taj Gibson, I think, is undervalued for what he brings in toughness, shooting, and defense.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Rose, that's good.
And Rose has shown himself capable of knocking down that three when he's got some daylight.
Stauskas kicks to Nurkic. To the inside. Pulls from the top of the key. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Looking at the last game for the Timberwolves, it was a loss to the Pelicans.
And no doubt that the fight was there, but no matter what they tried on that night, it just wasn't meant to be.
And over time, it looked like they were resigned to their fate. They kind of gave in. It's hard to come back when you get down like they were, and they just didn't seem to have enough fight to make a go of it.
Here's Stauskas. Following the score by Taj Gibson. Hits, count that one from Stauskas.
That's exactly what Stauskas is out there to do. I mean, fill it up from the perimeter. His form is textbook perfect.
Now here's Gibson. 11 points for him in that last game against New Orleans.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backcourt.
Portland's gotten all but one of the three-pointers to go down in this game. They've gone 7 of 8 so far. Lillard against Rose. Lillard scanning the floor. Nurkic the pass to Stauskas. Over Wiggins. And no good. And Minnesota now the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points. Outside Leonard. The tray. Andrew Wiggins grabs the board.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Vicious to Jang. Here's Wiggins. And it's Portland with the rebound.
Well, he mistimed it just a skosh. Don't think the defense really had an impact. I think he just flat out missed it.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
And the Timberwolves call time here. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Luol Deng is checked in for Jang. And it's Teagan for Derrick Rose. And a switch here also for Portland. Layman's checked in. Now here's Wiggins. He's got 6. Outside Teague. Back to Gibson. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And Taj Gibson, 6'9", but his long arms help make him a big factor defensively, Clark.
Well, I think his defense has really been his value to teams. 2017-18, he had career highs in all his shooting percentages. This guy's just what you call a rock-solid two-way player.
That's good from Gibson. And Greg, what's not to like about Taj Gibson?
I mean, he's a hard worker defensively, finishes well inside, he's got the mid-range shooting touch. But what I like most, really, his unselfishness. He started, came off the bench, no complaints. This is a guy that just wants to win.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
Taj Gibson is a solid role player, really one of the best we have. A good rebounder and defender with a soft touch from the mid-range and can score without having plays called for him. A smart, decisive pass inside there. He really made it easy for his teammate.
Higgins outside. Outside Dang. Out to the wing. Teague with a clean look. And he gets it to go from the corner. Teague's got his second basket of the night. The Trailblazers have gone 8 of 12 since the start of the second quarter. That's a really high percentage, hitting around 67%. And Lillard kicks to Stauskas. Pass to Nurkic. Here's Leonard. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
The first one falls. Clark, you had a terrific amateur career. You made NBA all-rookie first team. Can't exactly call you a late bloomer at all. You were really thriving.
Yeah, I had a lot of great people around me, Kevin, from the time I started playing in middle school to high school, college, the pros. Actually was fortunate Herb Williams, a teammate of mine in college at Ohio State, was also with the Pacers when I got there. So that helped my transition immensely to have a friend, veteran guy in the league. He had been there a year before me, break me in, and then I had an opportunity to play a lot and show what I could do, but I attribute it to good fortune, favor, and a lot of good people.
Shots good by Gibson.
A competent scorer from the mid-range. Actually, maybe his best part of his game. Gibson solid at recognizing when that shot's available.
Stauskas dishes to Lillard. Bangs home the trifecta. Lillard's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Trailblazers.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
And here's Covington. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against New Orleans. Layman pass to Lillard. To the paint. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. And now a 6-point Portland lead.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Teague with the ball. Lillard picks him up. Lillard against Teague. Good work defensively by Lillard.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
Greg, simply controlling the glass. I mean, plus 10 is the advantage in rebounds right now.
And they keep hammering away at them inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
And with the tide running against them, needs to talk it over with his guys.
You're exactly right. Halting the other team's run momentarily. Let's see what he comes up with now, Greg.
Towns, he's checked in for Minnesota. And a switch here also for Portland. McCollum's checked in for Leonard. Timberwolves trail by 8. Here's Teague. He's got 5. Towns kicks to Dang. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Teague can't hit.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, excellent extension on the block. Superb timing as well to swat that one away.
Now here's Lillard. Jeff Teague unable to get his shot to go. The lead pushed to double digits. And that's 15 points for Damian Lillard.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Trailblazers.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
And so he makes both from the line. And you look at Jeff Teague now with a decade in the league out of Wake Forest. Greg, what does he bring to the table aside from the fact that he's been in the playoffs every single year of his career?
Yeah, I mean, he's an explosive slasher and really has grown as a playmaker. Not a star, but a quality starting point guard.
Now here's Towns. 9 points in the game so far.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
He's off on the first.
Well, the 2016 Rookie of the Year, Karl Anthony Towns, a.k.a. Cat, only the 5th player to win that award unanimously. And by the way, in year 2, he set the Timberwolves franchise record for scoring in a season.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Collins checked in for Nurkic. Aminu comes in for Nick Stauskas. And Curry subbed in for Damian Lillard. And you talk about Towns' sophomore year. He became the first player, Clark, in NBA history to record 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 100 three-pointers in a single season.
Wow, that is impressive, boy. But his shooting ability, for his size, remarkable. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me before his career is done, Kevin, if he joins Dirk Nowitzki as the only 7-footers in the 50-40-90 club. 50% two-point field goals, 40% or better from 3, and 90% from the line.
Now here's McCollum. After the miss from Karl Anthony Towns, Aminu the pass to Collins. McCollum deciding where to go with it.
And, you know, getting up into the shooter is Wiggins. I mean, has all the natural tools and skills, I think, to be one of the best defenders in the league.
Aminu grabs the miss. Aminu's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this lead. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Here's Layman. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. To the inside, and Wiggins throws it down.
Nicely executed play there. The pass on target, and Wiggins with the explosive finish.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play, sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. Now here's Curry. McCollum right side, launches it. That shot off, and it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
And trailing in this game, now is not the time to start playing conservatively. I mean, if you've got an open look from deep, let it go. I mean, you've got to play freely and with confidence.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Teague finds Towns, and that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got 6 assists here tonight.
And, you know, defensively, you have to try something different. I mean, Towns has been lighting you up all night.
Here's McCollum. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Well, trying to employ physical defense against Wiggins, but this young man powers right through it. Very impressive.
It doesn't go for him. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Portland out in front, up by 3. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Here with Andrew Wiggins. Andrew, for you personally, a great first half. You really got to the rim a lot of times. What are you seeing out there?
Just a mindset to attack the rim early, you know, try to mark my presence.
We certainly saw you in the first half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Some big-time action already in this one. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. C.J. McCollum was on fire in the first half. He had 30 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Coming off a great game last time out, he's turning it up a notch already here tonight. What'd you think about Portland, Kenny?
They were really efficient on offense, shared the basketball well, great shot selection. That accounted for a high field goal percentage in the first half.
How about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
Well, they're getting beat up on the boards, Ernie. Woo. Smack them around, smack them around. And you know the coach is unhappy about it, because I'm unhappy about it, Ernie. I'm sure he's in the locker room right now saying, hey, we can bounce back in the second half. You need to dig deep, show some pride.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
The buildings of downtown Minneapolis all lit up on this lovely evening. Welcome back, everyone, to the Twin Cities. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You know, C.J. McCollum has been exceptional here, guys.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, I liked how they took the initiative. They were really locked into what they wanted, not letting the defense dictate their shot selection.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Teague is at the point with Wiggins at the 2. Gibson plays the 4 with Towns in the middle. And it's Covington in at the small forward position. So that's who Tom Thibodeau starts the second half with. McCollum, no good. Timberwolves trail by 3. Teague feeling it out a bit. Pass to Covington. For the tie. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And Tom Thibodeau is a demanding coach, Clark. We know that. His teams have responded, though. But sometimes teams can wear down from that style. Does that concern you in Minnesota?
Not really, Kevin. I mean, he's shown that he's got a proven track record for having teams be successful. And with ownership behind him, I think the players will follow his lead. Remember, he's got the dual role as coach and president of operations. Not sure if that is always the best way to go about it, but in this case, with the alignment with ownership, I think it'll work.
And he can't get the first one.
Man, you got to love the intensity of Covington. I mean, he's a consistent shooter from beyond the arc, and he's a player that also isn't afraid to get dirty on the glass for rebounds. That's a nice combination, nice stroke, but still he'll do some dirty work too.
Good on the second free throw. Now here's McCollum. To the middle, Towns with the steal. On the wing, Wiggins. He's guarded by McCollum, and it's Wiggins missing. Portland leading. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. McCollum, no good.
Boy, the defense did an awesome job there, Kevin. Big time work. Really distracting him, throwing off the shot. That's how you do it on D.
To the inside, Leonard. And Gibson sends it back.
A good defender who uses his body well. Gibson is capable of blocking shots.
Covington with the bucket. Covington's got it all tied up now for Minnesota. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. And a wide open look for McCollum. Portland again missing.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Gibson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And Jeff Teague grew up in Indianapolis, spent a season with the Pacers. Clark, you've spent some time around that team. What are your impressions of Teague?
I think he's really solid. Kind of a quiet leader, steady, reliable. He actually stayed in his parents' basement while he was with the Pacers. Pretty frugal, I would add, too. They say you can't go home again. I guess he proved that theory wrong.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. And both free throws good from Gibson. Portland's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. To the middle. Nurkic can't hit.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts. That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
To the paint. And finished off by Nurkic.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense.
One shot, gentlemen.
And so he hits the technical free throw.
And Teague is just the player you want drawing fouls and getting to the line. A solid free throw shooter.
Sharch checked in for Robert Covington. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Towns, the pass to Sharch. Steps back and shoots. Kept alive, Minnesota. Goes back up. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Here now, the upcoming schedule for the Portland Trailblazers. On Sunday, they'll go up against Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards. And then on Tuesday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the New York Knicks.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best. But if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
And he makes the first. And you think about the game of Karl Anthony Towns, the versatility, Clark. The versatility just leaps out at you.
Well, he's a man of his times, Kevin, when you talk about his game. I mean, that's where the game is now. And that's always been his ambition, to be as complete a player as possible. And at his size, he shoots it deep. He can post you up. And as he gets better as a passer, he's going to be harder to guard.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Leonard kicks to Nurkic. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And that's now 6 points for Nurkic.
Being aware there, excellent recognition, fantastic playmaking leading to the nice shot.
Left side, Sharch, inside. Trying to find Towns. Gets it to him. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Jones is checked in. Portland trailing here. McCollum outside. Over Rose. Offensive rebound. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one is on Towns. The Trailblazers shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. And that one misses. Jang, he's checked in for Minnesota. And he sinks the second.
You can tell that miss at the line might stick with him for a while. Always hurts to miss a chance to take the lead.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation.
One shot.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Boy, despite his youth, I love the attitude Towns has because it's infectious, and he seems to have the attributes of a genuine leader.
Harkless is checked in for Stauskas. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Saric, here's Jones. And the shot is long.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
And the dunk by Towns.
Tremendous combination of power and finesse there. I mean, once Towns gets to the rim, it's a wrap.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. Lillard outside. McCollum outside. Over Rose. McCollum no good.
No other way to put it. Just a rough quarter in terms of scoring. He has not been helping at all.
And Towns gets it to go.
Nobody sliding over in time to stop Towns. I mean, the speed is deceiving for a guy with his size.
Trailblazers trail by 5. Now a timeout called by Portland. And for Tyus Jones, 3 gold medals playing for the U.S. national team throughout high school. He was Minnesota's Mr. Basketball, a national title Clark in his lone season at Duke. I mean, this kid's already got a lot of hardware.
Yeah, he's got a cabinet full of hardware, and I think he's got a chance to develop into a really solid point guard in this league. Again, just 1 year of college, very early in his career. You got to give him time because he's shown that he can be a winner at the levels he's played at prior to the NBA.
Here's Saric. Misses the 3. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers, trailing by 5. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And unfortunately, injuries will always be the concern with Derrick Rose. Still loves the game of basketball, knows he is limited compared to what he once was. Amazing with all he's fought through, he can still perform at such a high level.
And he makes the first. And with Rose, as you said, his love of the game is still there, and he still wants to play.
I mean, many players would have just walked away from having their body betray him. But Rose said last season he loves what he gets to do and still would be a water boy if he had to. You have to admire Rose's attitude and approach in that regard.
And Rose drops them both. And so here's Portland. 7-point differential. McCollum finds Harkless. Over Saric. Will it go? And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Let's now pause to take a look at the scoring breakdown between the front and back court of tonight's contests for the Trailblazers.
And it's been guard play, which really has shouldered the burden offensively here. They'd like a bit more production from the front court, but in the meantime, this backcourt has kept them in the game.
And he knocks down the first one. And he can't hit the second. Minnesota leading by 6. Now Jones. out to the right wing. Here's Jang, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Jang's got his first points of the night.
Kevin, a big guy with an emerging skill set. Jang ruling the paint there. Nice play.
McCollum against Rose. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Jones. And now the Timberwolves on the break. And finished off by Jang.
Going end to end. You see the speed of Jang, but also the ability to finish under control.
Trailblazers trail by 10. McCollum with the ball. 30 points in the game. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for Minnesota?
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Well, Damian Lillard has never been one to doubt himself, and when he plays, he exudes confidence.
Has a short-term memory, which allows him to keep attacking even after he's missed a few. And that's the mentality you have to have on offense. He might be as good as any other guard in this game.
Shot clock at 3.
And they aren't giving up the same types of looks we saw in the first half, making them earn their points now.
Saric passes to Jones. The shot will not fall. Some solid defense from Lillard.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure. But unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Now, here's Aminu. He has 5. He swipes the ball away again. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
I guess Towns got a little bit of point guard in him. The big fella with a beautiful dime right there.
Trailblazers trail by 12. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
And the rejection by Jang. Saric attacking. Aminu grabs the miss.
How about that hard-nosed D in the paint right there? Nice job.
Impressive work protecting the basket. He held his ground nicely on that one.
Andrew Wiggins checked in for Jones. And a switch here also for Portland. Layman, he's checked in for Harkless. Now a timeout called by Portland. You know, every coach talks about playing team basketball, Clark. When it comes to the fans, they really come out to see the stars. What do you think is the psychology behind that?
Well, I think fans enjoy elite players and great talent across any sport. But they also recognize that team play is critical to winning. So I think it's a combination. Fans, I think we've got to give them a little more credit. Sure, they want to see the stars play, but they want to win, and they know to win, teams have to be about team basketball, not just highlighting and enjoying the stars.
Here is Rose. The Blazers getting the bucket. And here's Jang. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game.
And I think they're winning because of him. I mean, he's hitting a lot of his shots right now.
Trailblazers trail by 12. Curry looking it over. Collins kicks to Lillard. Over Rose. Lillard misses. And it's Rose with the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game.
Staying alert and aware. Wiggins sees his man flash to an open spot. Pass is right on the money.
Portland's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. The pass to Curry. Aminu with it. Now guarded by Saric. Back to Curry. And he banks in the layup. Curry's got 8 points.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Rose against Lillard. Right side Rose. Jang. A three-pointer off the mark.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
To the wing right side. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. He's got 6.
And you can see he just caught a glimpse of the open man on the perimeter and immediately got him the basketball.
Rose up on top. He's covered by Aminu. And the basket by Rose.
And as long as he retains that great explosion in his legs, Derrick Rose will be a factor around the rim.
So it's Portland now. A decent amount of time left as they try to find a way back into it.
Yeah, but it will be soon if they don't start cutting into this deficit.
The lead now in single digits. Lillard's got 4 this quarter.
You know, leaving somebody that wide open is not prudent. I mean, you got to expect to get burned when you put that kind of effort forward.
And here's Rose outside. Collins grabs the miss. Trailblazers trail by 9. To the middle. Here's Curry. Offensive rebound. And Aminu kicks to Lillard. Shot clock at 5. Got a hand on it.
Like watching Saric make his presence felt with blocks like these.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter. And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them, and just look at that score.
And, Greg, you know, they're really controlling the pace and game right now, rushing, pushing the break, and leaving the defense in its wake.
Here's Layman. 6 points for him. Curry with it. Now guarded by Saric. Curry's shot is off.
Now that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Taj Gibson's checked in for Gorgie Dang. Robert Covington comes in for Saric, and it's Teague in for Derrick Rose. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Stauskas is checked in. Here's Stauskas. He has 5. Back to Collins. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That'll be his second foul of the game. Collins passes to Aminu. They get a hand on it.
Guys, hard enough to win in this league, but when you continue to hurt yourself because of miscues, makes it all the more difficult.
Well, you put yourself in a tough spot. I mean, 8 points yielded off turnovers this quarter already.
For Portland, they have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
First one falls for him.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Teague kicks to Gibson. Back to Teague. Three-pointer on the way. Hits it from three-point range. Teague's got the lead up to 14 now for the Timberwolves. Teague against Lillard. Good if it goes. Got the shot!
My goodness,
my
what
goodness is right.
Just no better feeling to be able to deliver in a moment like that.
Yeah.
Wow, what a miracle heave to finish off the quarter. How'd he get that one to go?
I don't know, but I think that's a 2% shot. He'd make 2 out of 100 of those if you gave them to him.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. Back to the action after this word. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Here's Teague on the court for the Trailblazers. Collins is out there with Aminu. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Stauskas in at the 2. Now here's Towns. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Here's McCollum. Passes it to Lehman. It's Nurkic, top of the key. He kicks it to McCollum. Shot clock at 6. Puts it up from 15. Nice jump shot. Good. McCollum's got 32 points in the game.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense, the ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter.
Now here's Wiggins. Back to Gibson. Rebounded by McCollum. Trailblazers trail by 12. Wayman pass to Aminu. And that one drops for him.
And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today. He's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
Teague finds Gibson. Pass to Towns. Teague with the ball. It's Covington on the wing. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
I'm all right with him taking that shot close to the hoop, but really not from long range.
Some great timing that time from Teague, who was able to climb the ladder and get the shot block. Don't see that much from him, but pretty good work there.
For Portland, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. Lehman, and a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Timberwolves leading by 10. It's stolen by Aminu. Here's Stauskas. McCollum with the ball, picked up by Teague from 11 feet away. Portland again missing.
Oh, just incredible that spin. Shook him loose from the defender, but he just couldn't gather his balance there to follow through with the shot.
Yep, and an opportunity for one more at the line. Wiggins with the toughness to finish through contact.
Leonard, he's checked in for Portland.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw good, Wiggins.
You know, there's no question the talent is there for Wiggins. It's obvious, but can he take that next leap forward and become a superstar? He may be destined to be a good second star on the team and maybe not the leading guy.
Good on the shot.
And you know what? He's really been one of the few bright spots for them, trying to will this team to victory.
On the wing, Wiggins. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. He dialed that one up from long distance. Towns has got the lead up to 14 now for the Timberwolves. Here's Stauskas, covered by Wiggins. Got a piece of it. Nurkic kicks to McCollum. The three. Sinks the triple. McCollum's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And it looks to me like he still has some of the shooting touch that he displayed in the first.
Teague against McCollum. Teague bounce pass. Here's Towns, and the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
Well, Towns has such a nice, smooth-looking jumper, capitalizing from the mid-range there.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the 4th quarter. Stauskas' shot is off. Timberwolves leading by 13. Now here's Teague. Kicks it to Wiggins. Back to Teague. From deep. Not going to go that time. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Covington passes to Towns. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Aminu's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And here comes the break. Here's Covington. That's tipped. Here's Stauskas. Rebound, Minnesota. Covington's got 4 rebounds now tonight. At the elbow, it's Wiggins. Aminu grabs the miss. Aminu's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. And Towns throws it down.
Tell you what, the team wants to see more of this from Wiggins, causing turnovers that get his team out in transition.
Teague against McCollum. Over Teague. Got it from 16 feet.
Timeout.
McCollum's got 39.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
And the Timberwolves call time here. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, well, let's summarize what Tom Thibodeau went over with his guys during the break. He still wants them to be aggressive and assertive on offense. He said, I don't want us to get content with this lead. Build on it. Don't give them any chance of getting back in this thing. Kevin?
Now here's Wiggins. Here's Gibson. Left side, Towns. Back to Gibson. And that one drops for him. And the Timberwolves lead by 15.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Leonard against Gibson. Back to McCollum. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
Damian Lillard's checked in for the Trailblazers. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. Down by 15. Wiggins surveying the floor. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's foul number 2 for him. Pass to Wiggins. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
That's really a tough call. One you don't like to see, but it was called, and now he's got to really make sure that he's on top of his game here in regards to not picking up another foul. That was his 5th right there.
McCollum kicks to Leonard. And there's the foul. It's on Towns. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
That foul gives him 4, so he's got to settle down a bit.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Rose is checked in. Here's Stauskas, defended by Covington. Just 5 on the clock. Lillard dishes to Nurkic. Shoots over Towns. Portland again missing.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Covington's shot is off.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Lillard against Rose. And Lillard gets it to go. Lillard's got 21.
And, you know, Damian Lillard has such a quick release. Excellent at getting his shot up and over the defense inside.
Rose kicks to Gibson. Now the dish to Towns. The pass to Rose. No good. Shot missing. Great D that time from Nurkic. Passes it to Stauskas. Back to Lillard. Pass to McCollum. From deep three-point range, they get the rebound. Nurkic, it's deflected. Now Rose. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Trailblazers trail by 13. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Nurkic finds McCollum. Wiggins with some nice D. And so it's Wiggins with it. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game, and that'll be the 4th of this 5-game homestand. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Al Farouk Aminu. He's checked in for Stauskas. Portland's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Rose against Lillard. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense.
One shot.
And the technical free throw is good.
And Damian Lillard has always been an incredible scorer. His range and ability to create let him carry the load on offense, and has also stepped up as a vocal leader for this team, has grown into that role the last few seasons.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Using those long gazelle-like strides, Wiggins beats everybody to the punch. They have to foul him to stop him.
No good on the free throw. And with Lillard and becoming a team leader, Greg, he's always been one to lead by example.
And when Lillard was the clear star of the team, players started to look at him as a mentor, realize the kind of effect he can have on his teammates. And that led him to opening up, inviting them to dinner and hanging out. Wasn't something he took to immediately, but he has shown he can not only be a franchise talent on the court, but off the court as well. Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
Rose against McCollum. Outside Rose. Right side Towns. Clock at 6. Shoots over Nurkic. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Rose.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now here's Lillard. Jacks up a 3. Nurkic kicks to McCollum. They shoot again, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And the first one drops. so he gets them both. Minnesota calls timeout.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. Minnesota leading by 11. Wiggins passes to Gibson. Hammers the alley-oop through.
You know, he's not a big scorer, but every once in a while, Gibson gets hot, and when this happens, he remains aggressive on offense.
And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Yeah, I like the quick release, Greg. He does a nice job getting it up quickly, especially when he's facing a bigger defender.
And the first one drops. And the Trailblazers making a change here. Stauskas is checked in. And Towns drops them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Wiggins against McCollum. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Wiggins, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game.
Yeah, and luckily they've got terrific depth at that position. If there's one spot on the floor where they can afford to lose somebody, that would probably be it.
That misses, so he splits the free throws.
I like the shiftiness of McCollum. I mean, feels like he can get any shot he wants to. Very efficient as a guard.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
Here's Lillard after the made shot from Jeff T. Lillard dishes to Nurkic. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one is on Towns. Free throw good. Nurkic. Good on both. There's a minute 40 left in the 4th. And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And that's the role they want for Rose. Getting guys going through his passing, especially when he can find them in rhythm.
Now here's McCollum. He kicks to Lillard. And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
Clark, if you were a general manager, and I think you'd make an outstanding one, during the pre-draft process in particular, a player has declined to work out for you. Would you still consider drafting?
Yeah, I would consider it. Again, there would be some extenuating circumstances. Why has he declined? What have we seen? Obviously, I'm hopeful that my scouting staff has taken a look at him, and I've seen the kid up close and in person and done my due diligence, so I've got a comfort level with who he is and what he can become. But I I don't think the declining of a workout is enough reason to just dismiss a prospect that you like.
Now here's Teague. Towns finds Teague, and the shot goes down.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, some point guards will feel that contact and just take the trip to the line, but Teague was determined to draw the foul and convert the shot.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw good, Teague. Trailblazers trail by 15.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Timberwolves.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
And this team has great depth, and they showed it in this game.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
Hard to say now how the final 2 games between them will play out, Greg, but one thing's certain. I mean, they're going to go at each other. This has become a very intense matchup.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Karl-Anthony Towns.
He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team. And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
Now here's Lillard. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Nurkic kicks to McCollum. Shot to stop the run, and that's 2 points on the layup. McCollum's got 44.
And he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Teague with the ball, and so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Andrew, an impressive win for you guys. How will you look back on tonight?
I feel great, I think the whole team played great. We shared the ball, we grabbed rebounds, we made big possessions, so I think it was a great game.
Hey, Andrew, congrats again. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long, everyone.